I'm Jameson Ibanez presenting my requirement in argumentation subject. The Philippines has numerous poor families where parents could not afford to provide nutritious food on their children regularly. Thus, many children are malnourished and physical which their learning affected of it. In other country has the same problem which their parents can't buy nutritious food, instead they pay to their children's tuition fees in school, according to the trustworthy saying that the education is one of the heritages that cannot be stolen by somebody or anybody. In this issue, Philippine government seeks more alternative positive action program to improve the public or society, especially in terms of education. However, there is a bill proposal which the Representative Raul Del Mar, 1st District, Cebu City, author of HB 364, as cited in CNN 2014, emphasized the need for such a law since many of the children attending public schools come from poor households and are more vulnerable to undernourishment and malnutrition in primary level. Here in argument, the primary and secondary level in public school should be given a pre-breakfast daily. In school year 2012-2013, more than 500,000 Filipino school children were severely wasted, too thin for their height, according to the Department of Education DepEd. In fact, the United Nations Children's Fund or UNICEF ranked the Philippines as the 10th country in the world with the most wasted children.
The government must give free breakfast to students who are at primary and secondary level in public school. In the article of Abigail Hayes 2017, in New York City, all students at public school got free breakfast regardless of their income. In 2017 of April, this city had also free lunch with the number of 200,000 or more eligible students. This also controls their inclination eating junk foods from stores, which could trigger to lower down their focus onto their subjects. Based in the other country that related to this country, Philippines, government must be implemented to help parents for their daily routine and their financial aspect in life. To lighten the burden of parents, government will ensure to help the students to give a nutritious food and breakfast and minimize children's craving to foods which are not nutritious.
This project is an additional expense to the government, and it will make parents responsible of their morning routine providing food for their children. According to the Department of Budget and Management or DBM, which was on January 6, 2020, government had a budget of 4.1 trillion pesos for infrastructures, and we have more than 24 million students in public which could not be satisfied by the budget that we have in the Philippines. It might also the foods that government may offer are not a food that fit all the children's need. In fact, a budget for students must on the hands of parents, whatever status that parents has. In relation to this, there is a Pantawid Pamilyang Pilipino program or purpose that will provide the needs of the students and also has supplementary food, which the project of DSW did. These parents which raises their children should do a right decision to make their children raised well with healthy and strong physical aspect. According to Violin Lincoln 2013, parents are responsible of what their children to eat. This could be interpreted that not other people is responsible, instead should be parents. Parents much have more knowledge into their children well and much provide food that their children needed which fit to their appetite, not due to trust somebody, because not all children have the same meal and breakfast. Might be other children have an allergy, which even these children itself do not know their food appetite to eat. Moreover, it is not much more expensive to the parents, because head in the family knows already of what their children's needs, and this could be expensive for the government, which in reality the government have no responsibility to it.
It is maybe an additional expense, but the implementation will ensure the students are joining the class with a full stomach. Thus, this will be very beneficial to their health and for their brain to function well and become effective in learning. According to Abigail His 2017, and cited in Mayor Bill de Blasio 2016, it stated that the children cannot learn or thrive in school if they are hungry all day, because there were children whose stomach are empty for they don't have food to eat, or children don't want to eat because they don't want their food. It will be ensured that their food has full of nutrients to eat, which can help their brain to function well. In addition, also to their social life in eating would be developed as they gather on their own town or family celebration and events. Furthermore, the government is a parent of this country, which all of us are under as family, and that perspective, government is parent and due to provide the needs of her family, and also not all families have availing the government purpose project.
The implementation would be disturbance for students' daily routine, since they will only feel excited in the morning. We should say that they are developed on their social aspect of life, but only excited during eating, not during learning as teacher teach to their subjects. What we should do to the children is to teach them not to make their lives irresponsible for what they can do, and to their parents' responsibility. Might be the time of the children in school might be shortened because they have eating time in morning, which should be done in their house earlier before going to the learning center. We are not saying that we are not favor as we are defending it. What we are trying to defend is to let their knowledge be developed through teaching that they need every day.
The very reason why the government will provide breakfast is to ensure that students will be going to school with full stomach and had eaten healthy food in the morning. In any circumstance outside of that concern, the government has nothing to do with any irrelevant things that is not comprised to the implementation. The disturbance that they might feel is a minor emotional state that they can handle. On the other hand, this implementation will help students to be prepared of the value of eating healthy breakfast, where it can help the brain to work well. Thus, through this implementation, it is highly possible for the students to become professional in the near future, and this will be beneficial to our economy. And this whole thing of implementation, we can build a healthy community without malnourished in a learning center or school. Jose Rizal stated, "Children, hope of our nation," which we molding them by providing this program in public school.
School is a learning center, not an eating center. According to the Alvin Goldnier, 1955, stated that there is a time and place for everything, which be interpreted that everything like implementation program by the government is not appropriate for school to have pre-breakfast, where the children must focus on their activities for their future. There is an appropriate or acceptable situation in which to do something. In the same way, students should do their breakfast on their home, where the place right to do and the time to eat in the morning should be done at home.
Yes, schools are center premises intended for learning, but we should be reminded that students could not focus on their studies if they are going to school without food in their stomach. Clear to say, the implementation will help students to focus on their studies and would be motivated to go to their school excitedly, knowing that schools are providing healthy breakfast for them. The implementation will be fostering care to students, which will help elevate the number of students who don't go to school because of poverty and lack of motivation. This will be very beneficial to to help the government to build a prosperous and peaceful community. In addition, we can eat everywhere, even school, beach, office, park, and in church. Church, which who cares more people? We care people as we help them by implementing this program for students. This implementation also, students will be having room exclusively, and we can widen the canteen for accommodation to all students who have their breakfast. Learning center is not just more about intellectual aspect, but also it is more physical development, which where their socialization, gathering, be leveled up through this program. Even in restaurant, before customers ordering their food, they should read and analyze their food order first before they eat. Reversely, as quite the same in school, first students would eat first before they would dive into learning.
Whatever economically challenge we face right now, this program of free breakfast for primary and secondary public school is beneficial to all students in the whole country, which their intellectual being will improve if this program be implemented and become law. On the other hand, other sectors are not one to allow this program in order their children must be focused on their studies and to ensure that the responsibility of parents not be gone in daily routine. These two opponents have reason to debate and oppose according to their beneficial idea. Therefore, whatever reasons we have, it must be good to our country.